Hey peeps, my name is Naisha and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about Queen Bee. Welcome to Belvoire University, new girl. Do you have what it takes to steal Queen Bee's crown? Let the games begin. Now let me tell you, also there it will be spoilers, so please be warned. So spoilers. Um, I'm gonna be honest. Queen Bee had potential in my opinion. And the only reason why I say it had potential is because it started off strong, in my opinion. It really does. Because you are a new girl. I'm gonna call her Belle. But yeah. So Belle is basically a new girl. She um she came from like a, I want to say, not, she didn't come from like the suburbs, but like she came from a rural area and stuff like that. Like she came from a country area and stuff. Like she only knows about the farm life, and she comes here, and of course this is new to her, and she's looking around. She's like excited because this is something new because she doesn't know anything else other than her farm life. It isn't until she runs into the queen bee of the university that she gets a taste of how people truly act around here, like stuck up and have you, and just acting like the B word for no reason. But anywho, she does meet Vicky. I don't know if that's her name. I forgot her name. I'm gonna go with Vicky. She meets her roommate. Yeah, she meets her roommate Vicky, who is she decides to show her the ins and out of the school. She also begins to tell her about the tea. I forgot the name of it, but the tea is basically like Gossip Girl. Like in Gossip Girl, um the anonymous person who was telling people's business and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of like this is what the tea is. Basically the tea is Gossip Girl. Um, or if you want to be like, yeah, like think of Gossip Girl, or what is it? Whistle Down. Like think of like Whistle Down on Bridgerton type vibe. So anywho, and like yeah, tells everyone's business and knows everything about people without people knowing. You feel me? And of course, not only that, but you also have a ranking system in the university, and it ranks all the students. I mean, all the students. And um, the Queen Bee, the rude bitch. Sorry, the rude, the rude girl that was like giving her attitude in the beginning. She finds out that like she is the number one student. Like she's, again, that's why she gets the title of Queen Bee. So I'm gonna call her B for short because I forgot her name too. I forgot what her name was. But yeah, so but she doesn't care about that. It like at first she doesn't care about that. However, I guess she and Vicky comes up with a scheme to knock B down and have Belle take her place as Queen Bee. And of course, to do that, she has to let people know she ain't nothing to be played with. And I like that. Again, and then also not only that, but depending on whether you want a female or male love interest, two the two that I can think of so far is your best friend Vicky, or this guy that you meet at the Squeak Easy. You meet a guy, and depending on if you are a very forward person or not, you can either have a one night stand with him or not. I ended up having a one night stand with him because he was fine. Sue me, but don't sue me. But like he was fine, okay. But anywho, and then come to find out that guy that you had one night stand with turns out to be your professor. I was like, oh, well, dang. Okay. And like again, you and Vicky are doing things to take B down. Basically, like I said, think of Gossip Girl mixed with Mean Girls. Like basically that's what Queen Bee is. If Gossip Girl and Mean Girls got together, had baby, Queen Bee would be that. And the only reason why I said that it had potential is because see, other than with Gossip Girl and even with Bridgerton with Lady Whistledown, I want to say either chapter 5 or like, yeah, I want to say either chapter 5 or 6. It's one of the chapters. You find out who is running the tea site, and it's this guy, and I don't know, I kind of was hoping for it to be anonymous and stuff like that. I really was, because I was like, why is y'all gonna tell us? Like, at least with Gossip Girl, they waited to like the last season, and at least with Whistledown, they wait until the end of like, like basically the end of season 1, like the last episode of season 1. Like, at least they did that. Y'all decided to just give up the secret. Now, I was like, boo. And like I said, this was given, even though it had like that one bit that reminded me of Gossip Girl, it basically reminds me of Mean Girls. You know how like the newbie comes in, is thrown into the situation, makes a best friend. Her and her best friend decides to come up with a plan to take down the Queen Bee, and while doing so, ends up losing herself, then losing her best friend for a moment, ends up getting her best friend back, and still ends up taking down the Queen Bee, but doing it the way she should have done it, which was being her true self. And like again, like I said, it reminded me of Mean Girls. Like it's very predictable because you already know what's going to happen. The only difference is that like it also adds a bit of like drama, like more drama to it, because again, depending on who's your love interest, or who you want your love interest to be. If you want it to be the professor, you and the professor are in a forbidden type of relationship because he ain't supposed to have any relations with his student. And of course, students are not supposed to have any relationship with their professor, but here you are. And with all that, like again, with all that, it still was a decent book. I will say that. Like, it still was a decent book. Like, even though I hate the fact that they dropped the ball with the whole T situation. Like, I felt like T could have been anonymous and could have been revealed in the second one, because I know there's a second book. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. I know there's a second book. So, it could, like, the T carrot, well, like, yeah, the T person could have still been anonymous and stuff like that, but it wasn't. I also like the fact, I think I just like how the character was just climbing up, just doing things. I also like that it was revealed why the character was there, because apparently B did some digging and found out that, our new character, like Belle, she's a country bumpkin who, that's what they call her. Yeah, that's what they think. She's a country bumpkin who basically, the only reason why she's there is because her family came into some money and stuff like that. And I thought that was interesting because it's like, shoot, I did not know that. It's like, and now I'm more interested in, like, the money part type of situation and things like that. Because again, like that whole situation was fell on your lap, and that was all we get from that. Also, sorry if I'm taking my time. I had to get some water. My throat, it has been, allergies has just been kicking my butt. But back to Queen Bee. Again, like I said, it's a decent story. It's not something that's like wow moments, because again, it takes, again, it reminds me of Mean Girls. Like you in, like, again, you in new of, like, I'm not gonna repeat myself, but basically, yeah, it reminded me of Mean Girls, and was very predictable and stuff. And of course you're able, of course you are able to go up the ranking system and basically become a Queen Bee. And again, depending on who your love interest is, it ends with you being with your love interest and stuff like that. Like, you having like a moment with your love interest. Again, depending on which one, whether it's the professor or your girlfriend slash best friend. Overall, I'm gonna give this a 3 out of 5, because it's a decent story. I don't know what I was expecting from this. Like, I really didn't know what I was expecting from this. But, like, once I know what I was getting, I was like, oh, it's obvious. Like, again, I think the main reason why I give it a 3 out of 5 stars is because it was very predictable. Like, you knew where, like, you definitely knew what was going to happen, when it was going to happen, and stuff like that. Like, let me know what you guys thought of the story. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Do you think it's predictable? Was it predictable for you? If it wasn't, just let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts and things like that. And please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya.